Okay, let's start. The first thing we're going to want to do is to create a Django project. So let's navigate into the directory we want to create our project. I'm going to create mine in DCIM. Okay, I'm going to do cd DCIM, and then inside here I'm going to make a directory mkdir. I'm going to call it config. Okay, and cd config, and we're gonna make our project right here. So we do Django dash admin start project, and we're gonna give our project a name. I'm gonna call it config, and then I'm gonna create it in this directory. And now we have a Django project called config. Let's do ls. We see our config project and manage the py file. So right in here, I think I'm not gonna create an app. I'm just gonna go and create a folder, static files folder, and start configuring things up. Now right here, I'm gonna navigate into the folder I've created my project, which is in DCIM config, and then here. Yeah, so in here, this is my project. I'm gonna make a templates folder, a new folder. I'm gonna call it templates, and then another one called static, and then new folder static. Now in my settings.py file, I'm gonna tell Django that I have a folder called templates in my base directory. So now I'm gonna do this and just base directory and slash and templates. I guess this is all for the templates. Okay, I think that's all for the templates. And for the static files, I'm gonna go right beneath. We have static URLs equals static, so I'm gonna do static files, and then underscore unders directories, then equals a list, and then inside this list I'm gonna give it a best directory. Yeah, and then the slash and another static. So that is that about that. So inside our templates folder, we're going to create a template. I'm going to call it home.html, and then inside this home.html, I'm going to just render some text. For example, I'm going to do an h3 that says this is home. This is home. Now I'm gonna need a views.py file to render this thing out, right? So I'm gonna just make a new file and then call it views.py. And inside views.py file, I'm gonna make an import statement. So from Django dot shortcuts import render. So I've imported the render function, and I'm gonna define a view for the home. Home, it takes in request. Ouch. Request. And then it returns the render function. Render. And then it takes in the request again, comma, and then our template, home.html, and there we go. So let's go and give it a URL, a route. So inside urls.py, we can come here and say whoever goes to empty URL, we should delegate them to our home view, right? And then give it a name. I think we say, so let's give it a name like home. So right there, then we need to import the home view on top. So from dot views import home. Right there, we got it. Now with this setup, we can go and test things out to see if we can see the home.html in our browser. So let's go. So here we do python manage.py run server. Okay, here we paste in the link I copied, and you see our home template. Okay, we see this is home in our home.html template. So now we can style this home.html. Okay, for the styling configuration, we have done almost everything. We just need to create a static folder, static file. So now we should do new file, and we just give it style.css file. So inside our static folder in the root directory, we create a static.css file, and inside the static.css file, we can now target our h3. Let's say h3, and can give it a style. We say, for example, we can say we want to have a color of red. Okay. Now, and the font family Verdana. Okay. And then we can say we want it to have a font size of maybe 30 pixels. And for the body, we can say we want it to have a background, let's say sky blue. Yeah. So right here we have styled a page and the text inside the page. So we can come to our home.html right here and load the static file we have created. So here we load static right here, and then you just type a link, as in the normal way of doing so, and then you do this. It's the Django way of doing things like that. So you'd say static, and inside the static you give it the directory, and we don't have so many paths in there. We just have one file, so we can just type it here, style CSS. So right there we have imported this style sheet, and we can go and test things out. From now we have configured everything. So right here in the browser, all we need to do is refresh, and everything should work. The static, there we go. We have a red H3 with a font size of 30 pixels and the sky blue background homepage. That is how you can configure static files in Django. You can also do the same for JavaScript. Instead of style.css, you do main.js or something like that, and instead of importing a link to style sheet, you do import you load a script tag, and inside the src of the script tag you just type in your path to that. So that is how you do the things, and thank you for watching. See you next time.